Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. I'm back with another video, and this video is my how did I do with my goals for 2024. Before we get into it, let me show you what's on my nails. So what's currently on my nails is this polish from Fair Maiden, and this is Tickle Me Pink, and it's just a lovely hot pink color. It is so pretty. Okay, so for 2024, I set 4 goals for myself. Goal number 1 was always finish my seasonal racks, or wear all my polishes on my seasonal racks. Number 2 was wear 1 topper a month, even if it's only on 1 nail. Number 3 was wear more polishes than I did last year. And I'll go into these in more details in a minute. And then my other goal was to skip some boxes from my 4 main boxes that I buy from: PPU, HHC, Little Box of Horrors, and Polished Gamers. I set myself a goals. So we're just going to go through each one of them real fast. Goal number 1 was seasonal racks. I completed this. I finished my winter rack in January 2024. I finished my spring rack in April 2024. I finished my summer rack in July 2024. I finished my fall rack in November 2024. Will this be a goal I keep going forward? Probably not, only because I normally, it's not an issue to finish my racks. It's fine. I can finish them. Like, as you see, I usually finish them and have like at least a month that I can wear other polishes. But I want to get into more, like, I get very like, oh my gosh, I get very like anal, I guess. Like, I have to finish this rack. I have to finish this rack. I can wear nothing else but this rack. And I don't want to be in that mindset anymore. I want to do more collabs. Like this year, I've already committed to, which I'm going to try to complete, 2 different 52-week 2025 nail polish challenge things. Like, they give you a theme. Like, I'm doing one right now, and it was just hot pink. So this is what I picked. So this week 1 of this one done. I'm going to try to commit to my best of my ability to finish those 2 challenges. So that is 2 polishes a week, that I have 2 manis a week that I have to commit to if I'm going to finish them. I'm not going to get on myself if I don't finish them, but I would like to. So that's going to take away a lot from, pulling polishes from my seasonal rack, unless I really like sit down, and I'm not going to do this, and plan out the collabs and put those on my seasonal racks. Your girl's not going to go that far into it. So if it's time to do a mani for those collabs, and if it's not on my seasonal rack, I'm going to have to pull from my drawers, which is fine, but I'm just saying that's going to give me less opportunity to wear my mani. So I don't want to be so committed to my racks. If I get through them, that's amazing. That's the goal. But if I don't, they'll just go back into a drawer and maybe get pulled for next time. So I will not be keeping that goal moving forward into 2025. Goal number 2, wear a topper once a month. I put myself right in the middle because I was like, I won't have to show any pictures, but I guess I'm going to. So for January, I did complete this. I'll just tell them to you, and I'll try to insert pictures. January, I wore Lorelea by Paradox Polish. February, I wore Snowfall by Pinnacle Polish, and Cherry Cordial by Dolish Polish. Sometimes I wore more than one, but I at least wore one. March, I wore Space Cadet by Loud Lacquer. April, I wore Back to School by Whimsical Nail Polish by Pam. May, I wore Rainbows of Hope by FOMO Lacquer. June, I wore Ruin by Pinnacle Polish. And then I did another mani, and it says I used 2 toppers. They were the same mani, in one mani, 2 toppers in one mani, which was Use Your Illusion by Orly and Truth by Pinnacle Polish. In July, I wore Star Spangled Splatter by Monarch. In August, I did a Prototype by Pinnacle Polish. September, I wore Harmony by Pinnacle Polish. October, I wore Ashfall by Pinnacle Polish, and Boo G Betsy Boops by I have Monarch Lacquer, but that's not Monarch, it's Victorian Varnish. November, I wore a polish named Number 1 by the Dawn Diva. Then December, I wore an Oops polish by Tyler's Trinkets, and Preservation by Pinnacle Polish. So hopefully I can get all those pictures in there and show you while I was talking. It might have been too fast, but I'll try to put them up on the screen. So basically I did that. So my goal number 3 was the number of polishes. which was, I'm going to have to go back here. So I wanted to wear more polishes than I did last year. Last year I wore 379 polishes. I thought this might be hard, so I did kind of like broke this goal into what I called like a smaller goal and then a bigger goal. My smaller goal was 200 polishes and my bigger goal was 380 polishes. So if I met either one of those, you know, I was happy if I just met the smaller ones. I wound up meeting both goals. I wound up wearing 497 polishes for 2024. So pretty good. I had to go all the way into December to meet that goal. So I had to go right down to the last month to meet the big goal completely. Or let me see. The big goal, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That is not right. The big goal was 380 and I met 380 in October. So November and December were just added on polishes. So I did wear a lot of polishes. So goal number 4 was to skip boxes from, like I said, my 4 brands that I buy from. Let me go back to goal number 3 real fast. I will not track my polishes going forward. I'll probably track I can figure out how many I wore from my monthly manis pretty easily, but I won't set a goal for that just because eventually that number would get so high that you could never beat it. So I'm giving that one up. Goal number 4 was to skip boxes. Okay, so I was only talking about my 4 main boxes that I buy from, which is PPU, HHC, Little Box of Horrors, and Polished Gamers boxes. I set this one kind of like my other one. I had a small goal and a large goal. My small goal was to skip 6 boxes, and my large goal was to skip 12 boxes. So I wound up skipping 27 boxes. So I was super happy with that. I wound up skipping 5 boxes from PPU, which just seems crazy. I didn't buy from HHC the whole entire month. I haven't bought from HHC since August 2023. I'm not trying to buy from HHC, but I don't know what it is with HHC lately. I usually can easily get my wish list down to 1, and you know my policy, I don't buy just 1 polish, so then I can't buy. The other ones just skipped. I'm not going to go. I have down which months I skipped, but I won't. Let me see if I can tell you the PPU ones. The first PPU one that I skipped is April PPU, and it was video games, just so you know the themes, because I think that's kind of interesting if I've written them down. I skipped July PPU Rewind. The reason I skipped that one is because honestly, it was a good rewind, but for me it wasn't, because everything I wanted I'd already previously purchased, so it was easy for me to skip. I skipped August PPU book covers. I guess just nothing caught my fancy there. I skipped October PPU natural phenomenons. And then I skipped December PPU Maker's Choice. So I almost skipped half a year of PPU. So then I thought I would read all these off, but it sounds like not something interesting to me now. But starting in January, I didn't start this till after January. I was like, I wonder how many things I skip. And to qualify as a skip, I had to go and make a cart at the maker. So if I went and made a cart and then talked myself out of it, it counted as a skip. So I'm just going to tell you the month and how many things I skipped. January, and these aren't counting the boxes. These are not the boxes. These are just brands' websites. January, I skipped 3. I might have skipped more, but I didn't start it till January. February, I skipped 8. March, I skipped 5. April, I skipped 3. May, I skipped 11. June, I skipped 11. July, I skipped 14. August, I skipped 4. September, I skipped 11. October, I skipped 2. November, I skipped 12. And December, I skipped 2. So that came out to a total of 86 releases that I actually went to makers' websites, created a cart, and then talked myself out of it. So, I mean, for myself, I'm pretty proud of that. So I took that number 86 and I thought, realistically, because I don't buy 1 polish, every one of those releases was at least $30 savings or more, because sometimes you buy more than 2. But just to make it on the lower end, I took it by 20. So I took 86 and I multiplied it by 20, saying every release would have cost me $20, and I came up with a grand total of $1,720. So basically, I saved myself $1,700 by skipping those 86 releases. I'm pretty proud of that. Will I keep up with the skipping of the boxes go? No. So, spoiler alert, I'm not doing goals for next year, kind of. I'm going to make another, I don't know if I should just put it in this video. Maybe I'll just do it in this video real fast. Okay, so spoiler alert, 2025, I'm not going to do goals like that. Nail polish is fun. I want nail polish to be fun. I don't want to be stressed out about it. Not that those were like the easiest, simple goals. The only one I was at least stressed about not making, and I wasn't even stressed about it, but just like, oh, you might not make it, is skipping of the boxes. But I skipped so many, so it was easy peasy. I wasn't worried about the racks. I always do them. Like I said, going forward, I'm not going to stress myself out because I want to do other stuff than just being committed to my racks. I was the nail polish, you either wore it or you didn't, so I wasn't stressed out about that. And I wasn't stressed out about the toppers, but there was some months I was like, oh my God, I do not want to wear that topper. But I've made the goal, so I forced myself to it. So nail polish should be fun, so I want nail polish to be fun. So for 2025, I have notes on this. I am going to try to do a low buy.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
A low buy for me. I have some rules set up. I'm going to tell you. For me, the low buy is needed, not money-wise, even though obviously I spend a lot of money on nail polish. It is more space-wise. Eventually, I'm going to run out of space, so I need to contain myself more. So I've set up some rules for my low buy, and I thought I would do like monthly videos, just like, how am I doing on my low buy? You know, what's going on? So every month I'm going to try to come on here and give you just like an update, even if it's just a couple minute video, just to let you know how I'm doing. But first off, let me say this. Do not come at me. Do not come at me if you are doing a true low buy, because when I give you these rules for my low buy, you're going to be like, girl, that is not a low buy. That is not a low buy. But it's a low buy for me. And if I stick to it, I will be super proud of myself, and it will be a low buy for myself. It probably won't be a low buy for you hardcore low buyers, but for me, it will be. So for my rules, I'm still going to allow myself to buy from the boxes, just the 4. So I can buy from PPU, HHC, Little Box of Horrors, and Polished Gamers box. The reason I allowed myself to buy from those, PPU is my favorite. And like I said, last year, I skipped 5 of them. So I'm not going to buy just to buy. So if I can talk myself out of it, I'm going to try to do that too. So I'm going to allow myself to buy from PPU. But like I said, I was able to skip almost half the year, so I'll be okay. I haven't bought from HHC in a year. I'm just saying though, but if HHC has a more than one polish next month, I'm buying. You know, so I'm not, but I'm just saying I'm able to skip that one. Little Box of Horrors and Polished Gamers, I'm able to skip them all the time. So those should be no problem. I'm going to try to limit my purchases, but if I see something from them, I'm buying from them. I am going to allow myself to buy from my top 3 brands. Right now, that is Victorian Varnish, Polish for Days, and Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I am still at the same time saying this, going to try to not buy from them very often. Like Polish for Days puts out a New Year's Eve duo. I usually buy it if I like the coloring. For 2025, I've already seen it come out. I love it, so I'm purchasing it. So those are my 3 brands. Victorian Varnish, I've talked myself out. I don't buy from her every release, but I do buy from several of her releases a year because she's beautiful, but I've talked myself out of that. Polish for Days, I've been able to talk myself out of. Sweet and Sour, I've been able to talk myself out of too. So I think I can talk myself out of those. But like with Sweet and Sour, she does like a lot of salad fingers stuff. If she does any more salad finger stuff, I have to have it. I have to. I also have 2 brands that I have question marked. Lurid, because if Lurid does something like if they do, oh my gosh, I actually have 3 brands with question marks. So I have another like tier 3 brands that have like kind of like questions. If Lurid does any type of amazing neon shimmers for summer, I have to have them. I have to have them. I'm not going to be happy if I do not have those. The other brand that I have is Cracked Hues. It's a new brand that I just discovered, and she does like other polishes, but like the ones I really like are like her glitter Crellies. If she does some type of amazing summer glitter Crellies, I'll probably have to buy those too. And then the other one I have is, I'll go into that one later. Okay. well, I'll just say it now, Night Owl Lacquer. Because I'm going to allow myself, one of my rules is that I can buy base coats when needed or top coats when needed. And when I'm purchasing those, I can pick up a polish, but I can't just buy a base coat and a top coat just because I want a polish. With the exception of this brand, Night Owl Lacquer. I need a refill of her base coat. I need a refill of her top coat right now. So I'm going to wait to get it until she probably releases like a cream of the month that I just love that coloring, and I'll pick up the cream and the base coat then. So basically, I'm allowed to pick up polishes when I'm buying refills of my base coats and top coats, which right now the only places I buy those from is Glisten and Glow, um, Night Owl Lacquer, and Sweet and Sour. Those are my three. And everyone but Night Owl Lacquer, Sweet and Sour, and Glisten and Glow, I bought some during Black Friday or the sale they had before that with Glisten and Glow. So I'm probably gonna make it and not be needing them, but that is a caveat I put. Another rule I have is that I can buy the Cirque Vice collection if I like those. I don't usually buy the whole collection, so I'm okay with that. But I skipped the Vice collection one year, and I still have a polish that I can't even think of the name of it. I can't even think of the name of it. But whenever I see someone wearing it, I'm like kicking myself because I didn't get it in the Vice collection. So I can buy the Vice collection, but if you don't know what the Vice collections are, they're previously released and new. So hopefully I already have some of the previous, so that will help me skip it. And hopefully I don't like all the new ones, so that will help me skip it. I can buy any type of nail care like cuticle oil. I actually make my own oil, so I don't need that. But cuticle balms, I make my own cuticle oil, so I'll be able to skip that. But I buy cuticle balms from people, so I can buy any type of cuticle balms from people when needed. But I have several of those, so I probably don't need it. And I can buy D-stashes when they're under $8. So I know that still gives me so much function to buy things, but I'm going to try my best to even say no to those things that I said are allowed in my rules. Um, but I just know me myself personally, a complete no buy, I wouldn't be able to do. Just nail polish is really the only thing I'm into. So I'm not going to be able to do it. So my plan is to keep this up until the summer releases. If the summer releases are hotsy totsy, because that's my favorite releases, I will allow myself to purchase summer releases, and then I will go straight back on this low buy after summer's over, and then I will go back on this low buy after summer's over, and then I will keep on this low buy until Black Friday 2025. And then at Black Friday, if I've done good with this low buy, if I've kept it up, it's no holds bar. I can just do whatever I want on Black Friday 2025. So I know that's not a true, like I said before, a true low buy to most of you, but to me it is a low buy. If I can follow those rules, that will be a low buy. And like even with those rules, I'm going to try, like when Victorian Varnish comes out with a release, I'm going to try to talk myself out of it. So I am going to try this. Like I said, I'm going to give you some monthly updates. I'm going to come on here once a month and just say, how did I do in January? How did I do in February? Just let you know if I bought anything, if I skipped, just let you know. I know everybody's into low buys. And if you are someone who can do a complete no buy, you are a champion. I mean, really, I don't know how you do it, but if you are someone who just does a low buy and you stick to it, that's amazing too. I'm super proud of you, and you should be super proud of you. You really should, because it's hard. It's hard. It's just hard. But like I said, those are low buy rules for me, which, like I said, for most of you wouldn't be a low buy. But if I stick to it, that's a very, very low buy for me. So I will see you back probably towards the end of January with a low buy update to let you know how I did. I don't think it's going to be too hard, especially because I have all those little caveats. But I'm still going to try not to use them if I can. I didn't want to put a number on it because that just seemed too restrictive, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to stick to those rules, and that is my only goals I'm setting up for 2025. Like I said, I'll be back in a month, probably towards the end of January, because this is the beginning of January, to let you know how I did, and I'll probably just kind of film one at the end of every month or the start of the new month. Just to let you know how I did. If you like these type of videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do nail content all the time, and I also do monthly giveaways of nail polish to subscribers. I hope everyone has a great day. Remember, keep polishing. Bye.